welcome to the round table, or welcome back to the round table if you are a regular viewer. It's episode 55, and we are back here with you on this Tuesday evening. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you get with us every Tuesday at 6:30 because we will be here live to share our opinions, thoughts, topics, everything like that. And you guys can drop some things in the chat that you would like us to talk about and touch on. So this is a live panel platform and podcast, and we're just going to jump right into it. Let me bring in my co-hosts. So we have the one and only lovely Denise Castillo.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, sis. How are you?
Good, sis. Looking beautiful as always. Love the background.
Same with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm ready all year round.
Yeah. The Red Cap Up Rock and 408 San Jose in the house already. And let's go with our other co-hosts. Here we go.
Oh, guess who it is? Guess who?
Who is it?
Okay, with the funky background, right? We're working on that. We're working on that.
That's
How you guys doing? How you guys going to see everybody?
Doing good. Good to see you. And I know right here on the Central Coast, I was telling Denise, and when we started, we have a heat advisory right now. It is hot.
Yes, very hot, very hot. And I'm a polar bear kind of guy. I like cold. I don't like the hot weather. That's just me though. But hey,
Yeah.
but I'll deal with it. Right? We'll deal with it.
We're gonna thug it out for you guys.
I
Denise,
sleep with the fan. Huh?
You do? Okay, I was gonna say you're probably used to a little more heat than we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be all right. We'll get through it, guys.
Watch us in the summer. We're gonna be like,
I know.
hot in here.
Oh, what?
Wow. I'm like, oh,
Welcome, chat. In the chat. Hello.
hey, everybody in the chat. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds good, American Top Gunner.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
you're probably picking them coffee, huh?
Are logging in, please hit the thumbs up for us. And if you really like us, do us a solid and share the live stream so we can get more people over this way. And let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Hello, Margaret Delgado. Good to see you here.
Yep.
Denise, what?
She was anticipating right now. She was anticipating to come in.
Hey, all right. Good to see you, girl.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. So, Denise, what did you do this last week? 2 weeks because we were out last week. I had a little issue, but I missed you, and I'd like to hear about your time.
Yeah. So last week I was out. I was going to go to my nephew's graduation, and when you make plans with somebody else, things just happen. And so that fell through, and I was like, dang it, man, I wanted to go so bad. He's going to be a cop for police officer for Corona,
Nice.
California. So he's striving to do that. So then, we congratulated him and all that. And then this week I have the constructor guys coming to do the bathroom. I think I sent you some pictures, huh, sis?
Yeah, you did.
It's just been a headache because those guys, they come and they go and they don't finish. Like, finish your job. It takes a couple of days, like I'd say a week. It's been 2 months almost. Yeah, almost 2 months. So I'm over it. I'm like, and then when he says I'm coming, he don't. So I'm putting him on the spot, and then I'm gonna blast him out. But just headaches this week. That's all. Just dealing with that, and then having the front house tub redone. So they came, and then that was a big mess too.
It's a lot of work, huh? Keeping the properties up and
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. When we got the place, it really needs renovation. Really needs to be fixed, but little by little,
Yeah, it'll get done. Little by little. Right?
I'm just trying to relax. Yesterday, I just relaxed all day yesterday, and I turned my phone off, matter of fact. So, yeah.
Sometimes we need days like that, right? Like just a mental health, like just let me chill for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have to.
Into that, what's his name? That actor that needs a Snicker, Pesci.
Oh,
Joe Pesci, yeah, yeah.
She was like, "Give me a snack more, I'll turn into some pieces."
right, right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I look forward to seeing it when it's all done. I'm sure you really do. Look forward to seeing your place all how you love it.
Yeah. Right now it looks like jail. Right now it looks like jail. It's all gray. Everything's gray. I gotta paint. I gotta paint a wall or something, but it'll be all right.
Yeah,
You
it'll
like-
come together.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. It's not what I heard,
Just kidding.
right? Hey, Spanx, good to see you too. Much love to you guys and Jesse.
Jesse,
Roy, yes. All of you guys, American Top Gunner.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, Margaret. It's so good to see you guys. I missed you all. It was like 2 weeks, felt like forever.
Doesn't
Right?
it?
Oh, yeah, right. No, yeah, definitely.
I know. And Fred, let's hear about your week or last 2 weeks. What were you up to?
Well, the last 2 weeks, and again, I'm sorry, I am repetitive with my appointments. It's what it is, But
Yeah.
the other thing too, I celebrated a birthday, so
Your
that was
birthday?
actually awesome. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's just it wasn't much. As you get older, you don't try to celebrate too much. Because then you might fall asleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
No,
It was your
no.
birthday?
The one up.
It was your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
happy
30th.
birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be next year. Next year I'll be 21. But anyways,
Forever.
yeah, they still card me. No. Hey, what's up, man? Cool.
Thank you.
And and then I went on. I think last weekend, I went to go see that. A very good friend of mine and we went to go see Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse movie
Yeah.
and stuff.
How was that?
Yeah.
I wanted to see that.
You know what?
Everybody
The
said
striker, the winner.
everybody said it was a dud.
You know what? Everybody, yeah, I saw the reviews and stuff. People saying the documentaries, but here's my take as a movie guy. Here's my take on it. They say, "Oh, the documentary. If you want to see the real story, see the documentary." Well, in today's world, the documentary is basically the book. It's going to tell you the details.
Right.
The movie is a movie. It was good. But one interesting thing I found out about was that the girl who played her, she actually did all the singing, herself.
Oh wow.
Really?
So and you know what? And at first I was like, I don't know, man. She doesn't look like Amy Winehouse. You know what I mean? Like, at first. But then there was a couple of shots I thought, hey, you look like right dead on like her. No pun intended. She looked dead on like her. I was like, wow. In a couple of shots, and then after a while, you just forget and you just roll with it. And I mean, whatever the critics say, we enjoyed it and we liked it. I mean, it was good. Yeah, it was good. So.
That's good to hear. I might check it out now because like Denise said, I heard some kind of negative reviews, but
Yeah.
If you roll with it, I mean, understand it's a movie. If you want to know more, you can see the documentary. I mean, really, that's what it is, and it's more based on her turbulent life than it is the fame. It touches on the fame, of course, but I mean, and you know what? Again, like I always say and stuff. I'm not trying to bring a cloud into the room here, guys. I was no Diddy. I was a Amy Winehouse fan before she passed. But the irony about that she passed on July 23rd of 2011, which was a Saturday, right?
Mhm.
That was the 23rd. The 24th was a Sunday. July 25th, 2011 was a Monday. My mom passed that day,
Oh wow.
like within that
A year later.
time. And but you know what, guys? I accept it as a part of life. That's me. I accept it as a part of life. Toby, I accept it as a part of life, and it is what it is. But it's always been an interesting thing for me for the Amy Winehouse thing, because I always remember like, oh yeah, there's just it just kind of goes hand in hand in my own personal life.
Right.
But yeah. But other than that, like I said, no, that's not why I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie for what it is, you know.
Good on.
But yeah, like I said, if you know, it's apples and oranges when it comes to movies and documentaries. We gave it a 2 thumbs up. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's good to hear. You know,
Yeah.
she was an interesting person, as young as she was, you know, before,
Yeah.
you know, her fortunate passing. She
Yeah.
had such a unique voice. It was
oh
like,
man, no, it's the jazz feel to it. You know what? Let me say one more thing. Because I'm a James Bond fan,
Mm.
okay,
and I was watching. I have all the movies, and then I was looking at the music behind the you know behind the movies. You know, they always have that one singer, the iconic song in the beginning and whatnot. Well, they wanted her to do the Quantum of Solace James Bond movie, the song to it,
oh, really?
and she was so like out of it at the time that the producer or whatnot, they brought her into the studio, they gave her a notepad and everything, and she texted her for a few hours or whatnot. I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what it was, but she was dating that guy Blake, her boyfriend, you know,
Okay.
and she sat there, and then she I guess she left the pad there and left. You know, after a couple of hours, the producer went and grabbed it, looked at it to see what she had wrote, and it said Blake, 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 Blake. She didn't write nothing.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, that was a so missed opportunity we could all have, you know,
yeah.
as a fan. But oh well, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
and,
Tumultuous
we never know.
story behind her relationship with him. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy. You might check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
you know,
so much happened over the last couple of weeks. Wow, where do I start? Like,
Dang.
it's hard to remember sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
when you look back,
yeah,
Denise, you know, like sometimes it's just mom brain. Like, what? So much happened. It, kids are like, okay, so tomorrow is the last day of school, so you know we've been trying to get in all this last minute stuff,
Right.
get books turned in, everything like that for the little one. Let's see, trying to make some plans. I really hope that I can make it to go visit my son and my grandson. So trying to make arrangements for that. We were sick for several days the last
oh wow,
couple of weeks, but better now. Thank God.
Yes.
And I actually canceled my back procedure. I don't know. I just gotta, you know, I don't normally get like freaked out or anything, but something in my gut just told me I shouldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, I prayed
What do you
about
mean?
it,
They have to give you shots or surgery?
and I think
Yeah.
that's where it started. I did that part, and
Okay.
you know what? I felt 10 times worse. And this is just my experience, you guys. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling anyone else what to do.
Yeah.
I was probably in bed
yeah,
with severe pain for 5 or 6 days straight after that. And I was supposed to feel better.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Doing the things that I do and, you know, running kids here and there, I can't take 5 or 6 days off. So that really like threw a wrench in, you know, life. So I backed out of the bigger procedure and, you know, I'm just going to put it off for now. It could be something in the future, but for now I'm feeling better. Thank God, like I said, and we're just going to push forward and try to have a good summer. Yeah. But,
good for you. Good for you. You know.
Yeah, you know, you got to take all that in and just, you know, think about everything, because like you said, you don't have time to sit there for 6 days or, you know, but I'm telling you, after it hurts, it gets, for me, after it hurts, it gets better.
okay.
You know, they give you the shot in your back. So
yeah,
I know it hurt at first. For a few
yours.
days.
Okay. Yeah, it's still, you know, it may be an option down the line, but for now I just felt like I can't fit it into my personal life right now because I'm, you know, I got to be there for so many people. I feel like I'm just spread really thin as far as backup and everything.
Yep.
But
You're
that
the mama. You're the mama there. That
there and
goes with the position of being a mom.
looking out for my mom right now too. So prayers up for her. She's gonna feel better.
Yes, definitely.
Most definitely. But let's just jump into some news stories. I'm just gonna play the video first, and then kind of get your guys' opinions, and then just let you know the little bits and pieces I found out about this. This is kind of a historical moment in Mexico anyways. So I'm going to play a portion of this video and let's react to it after.
Who is Mexico's first female president? 61-year-old Claudia Sheinbaum secured a landslide victory in Mexico's election, with around 60% of the vote. She'll replace her mentor, outgoing President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Sheinbaum has a PhD in energy engineering and is a climate change expert. Her scientific approach became clear during the pandemic when she was mayor of Mexico City. The national government wanted to avoid measures that hurt the economy and wasn't promoting testing. Sheinbaum, on the other hand, expanded testing, publicly wore masks, and encouraged social distancing. One of her biggest tasks when she takes office will be tackling high levels of violence in Mexico. She says she'll target the root of the violence and support welfare programs for young people to stop them getting recruited to criminal groups. Sheinbaum's maternal grandparents immigrated to Mexico from Bulgaria fleeing the Nazis, so she'll also be the first person with a Jewish background to lead the mostly Catholic country, although she says she doesn't practice any religion. She will officially take office on October the 1st.
So wow,
That's crazy.
right? I feel like a lot of people found this interesting for many reasons, but go ahead, tell me your thoughts. What's your take on it?
I don't know. That's their first female president, right?
Yes.
It's just we have to wait and see how they take it in, and how it's going to turn out. Hopefully she does good by them, and Lord knows they need it. So we'll see. I'm just going to wait and see. I'll talk about that.
What else can we do, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Do you have any thoughts on it, Fred, or it's kind of like, whatever?
No. You know what? I mean, of course, naturally, people are gonna right away. It's a gender thing for a lot of people, But I mean, yeah, I'm with Denise on that. I mean, we have to wait and see what's gonna come of it. We don't know, at this point. I think, it's hard to say. I won't base it on gender. I mean, that doesn't matter. If she does a good job and it's good, more power to them. I mean, that's what it is. You elect the person that's best for the job.
Yeah.
And hopefully the country speaks, and was right.
Yeah. Hopefully the people take her in. Hopefully they'll come at her with some love and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I know she does have. She did get some of her education here in the United States, and like the video said, she's got an interesting background. She's like genetically, or she's Jewish in her ancestry, although obviously she was born in Mexico, but her grandparents fled. What did it say, Bulgaria?
Yeah, Bulgaria. Yeah.
I think that it had mentioned her parents were pretty involved in sort of the movement type politics that were going on in Mexico. And she herself was the mayor of Mexico City. So she's got some experience. But I mean, like you said, we'll see. I think the biggest shock to most people that I was watching some videos and trying to get some feedback was the fact that she's not Catholic or Christian. She does not practice religion whatsoever, is what she says.
Wow.
So for a country that is very much, based on the Catholic Church predominantly, that's probably a big shocker. But other than that, we'll see how it goes. Cultura says, I don't trust her.
How come? How come you don't trust her? Give us some more.
Some feedback.
Don't trust her because why?
Yeah. There was a show, or there is a show I watch sometimes, and I always forget what it's called. The guy's name is Patrick, and it's a huge podcast on YouTube. And he was interviewing, or he has a panel of guests that he always has on. One of his guests was actually born in Mexico and still has 80% of his family there. And he was saying that his family is not happy. And a lot of the people there were not happy with it. They felt like there's some obvious political stuff going on behind the scenes, which is normally the case with all elections, but we'll see. Cultura has something here. Let's see. She's from the same party, yes, as Andres Manuel Lopez, the current president. He endorsed her. Yes, he did. He did. And I saw a video where he said that he's not going to try to sway her on what to do, but he will give her suggestions. So, yeah. And then follow up with, that guy has done nothing prosperous for Mexico.
Yeah.
I heard that as well. So, yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. Wishing them the very best. I did hear that in 2023, and now I don't, I fact checked as far as like looking up stuff on Google and things like that. So don't mark my words if I'm wrong. But I did fact check looking up some videos, and it said that Mexico is in 2003, it came through as our closest or primary trade country. So no longer, I guess, is China considered our number one. So we want them to do well so we can do well, right? If we're,
Right.
yeah. So that's kind of, I feel like it's probably a good thing. I'd rather trade with Mexico than the other country mentioned. So we will see.
Definitely pray for them.
Right. Mrs. Chicano too. Hello. Yes, she said, hello, friend. Just got back from Reno, tapping in. Good to see you.
Nice. Did you win?
You know what? I heard that. I was trying to find that out as well. So Mrs. Chicano too did confirm that. He's a hardcore liberal. So I heard all kinds of different stuff, and I really didn't write down a specific party because I was getting conflicting information. So, yeah. We'll see. The man, the myth. That's right. So let's see what we got. That's right. American Top Gunner says politics won't save. That's right. No, we know where to go for this evening, right?
I'm not a big political guy, so just letting you guys know. I mean,
yeah, I know. I'm just learning too, but I feel like this year is, and we'll just touch briefly on some of this stuff. Let me see if I can add this video. 1 second. I'm only going to touch briefly on this because we're not going to make this like a total political thing, because that's not our goal to make a whole episode out of it.
Yeah.
But obviously, since we last talked, a jury found President Trump guilty of 34 felonies. And I don't know much other than that. So I'm going to play this video, and it's going to update us with something to do with social media and that conviction. So just a moment.
Donald Trump is now a convicted felon after being convicted of all 14 felony counts. Can he still run for president? Absolutely. There are only 3 requirements in the Constitution to become president: natural-born citizen, 35 years old, and a resident of the U.S. for at least 14 years. He fits the criteria for all 3. In fact, if he goes to jail, his sentencing is July 11. If he is sentenced to prison time, he can still run his campaign from prison. He can still be president from prison. Like, there's nothing that changes here at all whatsoever. And I know y'all are going to be like, well, he shouldn't be able to run. Sure. But it's going to be a Biden and Trump rematch come November, baby. Absolutely. Whether Trump is in jail, whether Trump is not in jail, he can run the campaign and the Oval Office from the clank. That is what he can do.
Right? That was news to me. So
Yeah.
I found that interesting because obviously the news was everywhere the day that the verdict was handed out. I didn't know like what the extent of it means, what's going to happen. July 11th, I guess, is like she mentioned, sentencing, but I guess it does not have an effect on whether or not he can run for president. So
yeah, that's a trip. That's cool. I mean, I love that part. And there's 2 ways it could go. He could get prison time, or he could get like probation.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I know that his
Me too. Me too.
I believe that very night, his personal website crashed
Oh yeah.
because there was so much of an influx of donations pouring in.
Yeah, millions.
Defense. I think it was something close to $40 million.
It was millions.
That's another interesting fact. So that is just in the news, and it's in our own country, so we have to bring it up and run it through so you guys can share your own opinions and hear what's going on out there. But hey, we'll find out a lot this year.
I mean, go ahead, Denise. First, you first.
Well, I mean, it would just be crazy if he could run. You know, if he could still be president and be in jail. That's a trip to me. But hey, if he can do it, he can do it. You know, and it's just a whole thing. It's just, to me, it's just a whole corruption of them trying to hold him back, and it's pretty shady because ever since he was president the first time, they didn't like him. You know, and he did a lot for this country. I'm gonna tell you that. And Biden just shut everything down. Like everything he did right, he just shut it down. And it's pretty sad that he's doing that because it's personal. You know, it's not even it doesn't have to do with our country. Like for real, our country, we the people should be able to speak and have our say and opinions and whatnot. And it just not, you don't see it happening right now. He's just they convicted him, and it's kind of weird because shit, I never even got a felony. Like, come on now, 34 felonies, that's heavy.
Right? Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
American Top Gunner, I know you stay very tuned up and interesting. Even here said, hard financial times are coming to America. God told me to intercede and pray for America. God says, especially America.
Yeah.
We'll need to repent. Well, I'm right there with you. I'll pray and repent and all that for sure. Like I want to be, I know it's hard financial times because I'm feeling it. So if I'm feeling it, I know everyone else is feeling it, but I'm definitely trying to stay encouraged and, you know, in prayer. Cultura says he's going to call the shots from behind the walls.
He'll jump the fence. No, I'm kidding.
I don't like to put my political stuff out there, but I have to agree with Denise on that part. I mean, the thing for me was a lot of this stuff didn't come into play. A lot of the stuff now didn't come into play. And I'm sorry, Jen, if people start throwing tomatoes over here, but I gotta stand on what I believe in. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the whole you know, to me, I'm pro-choice. If that's what you want to do and you want to rock whatever you rock, that's your deal. You know what I mean? I don't care. My only thing is I don't have to know what you do behind closed doors. You know? So, and I'm leading into the whole gender, restroom, all these things came under Biden's watch. I don't agree with that. You know, I don't agree with that. I think I honestly believe we were in a better place before. The whole thing where people want to argue about, oh, you know, he's a convicted felon. Those are the facts, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, he can still run. I mean, that's what it is. And one thing I have seen, I'll leave it at that. But one thing I have seen that, or you know, let me put it this way: I've experienced it where I had people to speak broken English, but have become citizens, in a sense. And one guy told me in Spanish, he goes, hey, I think we messed up. I said, no, you messed up, bro, because they voted, you know, the other way. You know what I mean? He said, man, you know, so you got a lot of people who are, you know, of Hispanic descent, Chicanos, whatever you want to, there's no real right answer to that, you know. Or, I hate to use the word minorities as well, that are really have turned away from how they were 4 years ago and are now seeing a different tune, you know, a different tune.
Yeah.
Thinking, wait a minute, what happened here? You know, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll state on that. You know, so I mean, I think it's people are just tired of it now for the past 4 years. You know.
Yeah.
It's been hard. It's been very hard.
Right?
You know?
It definitely is. The City 18 says Trump will still be a better choice than Biden, even from behind walls.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Chicano too, I did not know that. That is an interesting Wow.
Oh,
Just how about Fauci? Bastard confessed he made up the masking and social distancing in 2020.
oh yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I know I hate politics too, but I'm trying to educate myself somewhat just so I can make the best decision for my family come November. But that's not what the whole show is about. We just had to touch on it for a
Yeah.
minute.
But we do have to do our part. You know, we do have to do our part. I know that Ray said it's no big deal, but
And I get it.
it
I
really
get it.
is. I don't want
Right.
to pay $6 at the gas station. I don't want to pay $5 for some bread. You know, I don't want to pay $6 for a gallon of milk. It's like, it's crazy.
Right.
One thing I will say, regardless of what happens, I accept it for what it is, whichever, of course I have a preference on who wins,
Okay.
but if it's not in my favor, I won't say, oh, that's not my president. At the end of the day, I am still in the United States of America. And if I don't like it and I'm that proud of it, then I need to move out. But that's not going to happen. So I need to accept what it is. And I, need to eat it like I have been for the past 4 years. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. There's no really ifs, ands, or buts about it. All that other hoopla, all that other talk, it doesn't matter. It just, this is what it is.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
appreciate what you said. And same thing for me. Like, of course, I want my country to do well, no, regardless, like whatever this, because this is where we live, right? Like, why would we want things to go bad, even if it wasn't our first choice? Or my grandma used to tell me, I remember she was the first person that ever took me to go vote when I turned 18.
Right.
And I remember, like, she was so proud to take me,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know who to pick. And I will never forget what she told me. She goes, personally, I don't care for either one of them, but sometimes you have to choose the lesser of two evils. I was like, wow, okay.
Wow.
That was whatever was going on back then. But, sometimes you just have to think about what's best for your country, for your situation. And I have to tell you guys, while we're just the economy thing, I mentioned that we were sick the last couple of weeks on and off, right? So
Yeah.
Ruby wanted these, remember those little crackers, oyster crackers? They're like little round,
Oh, yeah.
salty. So she had to have those, right, in her sopa. And I swear, I almost fell over when a bag probably this big on sale at Safeway was $6.99.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. And sometimes with your kids, it's like they want that one specific thing and they don't feel well. And I know $6.99 probably sounds so petty, right? But when you're budgeting a household, it adds up,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was,
sure.
it just kind of was one of those things. It's like, man, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, politics does get ugly.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. I think too when
Amen.
if somebody doesn't, let's just say somebody doesn't know what it is to earn $1, it's good, but it's like super expensive now for everything. We're talking gas. I mean, they're really taking an arm and leg now, for everything.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. I mean, whether it's food or anything nowadays, it's like, wait, like, what the heck, since when? You know what I mean? Like, how do we that much?
Right.
It's super expensive.
Right. Here's House. By the way, prayers up. House was not feeling too good, so prayers up. And here he is with his statement. Like, he stands quiet. He says, "This is for president." So there we got to put that out there too. Joe Biden is not the same Joe Biden from 10 years ago. The fool in office is a clone. Changed my mind.
You know what though? I will say something though. The man, and no disrespect, I'm talking as a human being. But come on, guys, let's be real. The man's what, 85 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, we really can do another 4 years. I mean, it's really, and we can only, our days are numbered, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I'm
most definitely.
not being a pessimist and not trying to wish for anything, none of that.
Sure.
Just being honest. I mean, come on, guys. Like, let's think.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'm going to transition to an interesting case. And when I say interesting, are they made with, you know what, Jojo? That's funny because I don't know why they're called oyster crackers, but no, it's a saltine cracker shaped
Yeah.
like a little purple.
It's like a shell, right? Put it in the soup.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be good shape. But I don't know. Those crackers went in 2 days, so sheesh. I hope she enjoyed them.
It's a matter of
Good to see you.
the regular
Yeah.
saltine, same thing.
Right?
But-
I know.
It's just a matter of
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had a box of hot chocolate for 99 cents. I forgot what brand it was, but I would just go get that all the time, you know? And
Yeah.
now it's like $1.99, and I'm like, wait, what? So
Yeah.
all the cheap stuff went up $1. I was trying to find the cheapest little crap, cookies or whatever, and
Right.
the 99-cent ones just went up,
Yeah.
So
Well,
wow,
the store.
at the store, yeah.
The 99-cent store was, some of the stuff, not everything, but some of it was a pretty good deal. And they closed it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it's coming back. Like somebody bought it out and they're bringing it back. So I don't know. We'll see.
Some stores, yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. Right. So I don't know if you guys heard about this case. I think a lot of people did, and I just want everyone, before we watch this real quick, to think about what would you do if you were in this situation. I'm going to just say real briefly, this gentleman he got into an argument with his father. His father he thought he was missing. I don't know every detail, but he called, made a report. Hey, my dad and I got into it. His dad was elderly and now I can't find him, so I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He, after doing that, finds himself in a interrogation room for 17 hours being questioned. And I want you to watch part of this video, and we're going to discuss the outcome. Hang tight.
Yeah,
Yes.
Daddy's dead because of you.
Hours of interrogation. Police lying to a suspect in the Inland Empire until he falsely confesses to murder. And now the city of Fontana is paying a massive settlement tonight after police questioned a man for 17 hours until he confessed to killing his father, who's still alive. KCAL News reporter Tom Waite joins us now with what led up to this false and really hard to watch confession.
It was, Pat, and I watched many hours of this intense interrogation, and it's very eye-opening, and we'll get to it in just a second here. But the video of the interrogation is fascinating and disturbing. An innocent man spends hours being grilled by police. When it's over, he's in the throes of a full mental breakdown, and under pressure, he lies to detectives about killing his own father.
We don't think you're a monster, Thomas.
Fontana police detectives grilling Thomas Perez Jr. after Perez Jr. reported his father missing. This interrogation descends into what's being described as psychological torture after the detectives extract a false murder confession from Perez.
We just told you we found your dead dad, and you don't give a.
That detective is lying. Perez Sr. was not dead. But in this moment, Fontana detectives don't know where he is. Perez Jr. reported him missing after they had an argument. A search warrant was served at the family home. Perez Sr.'s wallet, cell phone, and even some bloodstains were discovered. A canine also alerted to the odor of possible human remains. Detectives unleash an unrelenting interrogation of Perez Jr.
You murdered your dad.
No, I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
Yes.
Daddy's dead because of you.
Wow.
Yeah. It goes on from there and becomes pretty graphic. So I ended it there, but he is being berated, which, I mean, law enforcement in the United States is technically allowed to lie to us in interrogation and whatever situation, but the way that they questioned him, or really it wasn't even questioning, it was like the judge said herself, it was torture, psychological torture. He began like ripping his own clothing, pulling his hair out in the interrogation room. It was so mentally disturbing. There's even part of it where the guy loved his dog so much, they brought the dog into the interrogation room. And the dog's whimpering, and you can, trigger warning for anyone that's sensitive to these topics, but this happened. The dog's whimpering, and you can tell the dog feels the tension in his owner's grief. He's being told his dad is dead, so he's most likely in the mind frame of believing his father's dead when he was not dead. The father went to his girlfriend's house to cool down. So the next day, he turns up, and it comes out he's not dead. But what these two officers did is they had this guy placed on a 5150 hold in the hospital, and they said nobody is allowed to speak to him. So they didn't even let him know that his father was found alive. He went all that much time longer still believing his father was found unalive. I mean, I know that's a lot to take in, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, do you know what happened after they found him alive?
Well,
Did they found eventually? I mean,
they obviously, they found him alive, questioned him, where were you? He had went to his girlfriend's house to cool down. There was never a crime scene that was found in the house, although they said the dogs had alerted to the smell of something, which couldn't have been because they found the dad.
yeah.
I guess this gentleman was so mentally disturbed after this that he needed a lot of medical treatment and further things, and retained an attorney, sued Fontana police, and they, instead of taking it to trial, immediately offered a settlement, which I think was probably smart on their behalf, because had that gone to trial, I think he probably would have been awarded a lot more than $900,000.
Wow. Yeah, that's disturbing. I always wonder when I hear stuff like this. I always wonder, like Cafe said, how many people have been accused of something they didn't do. That's real. That's real, and I just feel bad for people that that are innocent. Like, how do they prove something when they're like locked up? How do they prove their innocence? It's just a sad thing. It's sad, and I'd go crazy too. You sit there telling me that I killed somebody, like, no, dude, like, no, what? Then you mentally, they want to hear something, so I don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, that's a long time, 16 hours to be interrogated.
That's 17 hours, and then to be put into a mental hospital and still not be told, oh, by the way, we found your dad, he's not dead, and be thinking that whole time, even though you didn't do it, still having the thought in your head that your parent was found unalive.
Right. Yeah. I hope they dismiss those cops and whoever was involved, because that's too much. That's too much,
Yeah.
How bad is it to break somebody down that bad? I mean, I would think that the public will.
He's going in and out. I can't hear him.
Your audio is cutting in and out, Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, your audio is cutting in and out, so we cannot hear what you're trying to say.
Your mouth is moving. No.
Yeah, we hear a little bit, but it's just cutting in and out. Not sure.
Go in and come back.
Yeah, let me. I'll leave and then I'll come back in.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. American Top Gunner, imagine what a government does and nobody ever finds out. I mean, can you imagine? Hey,
what happened to Trump?
Yeah.
Look what happened to Trump. He's like, that judge was crooked. Everybody was just against him. Even the judge talked to the jury and told them they'd have to pick out of 3 things. Like, what? What do you mean pick 3 things that you can convict them of? And it was just sad all the way around. It's like, no, you don't, I mean, that Biden's son did worse. He went and signed a pistol application while he was on drugs, and that's a no-no. You don't do that.
Mm.
Okay.
And that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound
Okay.
better. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry about that.
that's all right. So what were you going to say? What
Um,
are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I think that they usually when there's got to be a point where even law enforcement too, you have to know when you've already broke somebody down to that point where you get them to confess. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of a touchy subject because some people will deny it to the end. But I think the safest thing, I mean, now knowing that part, if I was ever brought in for something and being wrongfully accused, first thing I want a lawyer. And that's the end of it. That's the end of it right there. At that point, they're not going to question me no more. I would get out the next day, and I'd probably still sue. Probably I wouldn't get that much, but you know, or probably couldn't sue anyways after that. They just thought they had a rightful cause or whatnot. But I don't know. I just think that there's a line to draw to where they actually convince them to admit to something he didn't do. And like Denise said earlier, there's a lot of people who are wrongfully accused because they've been done, they've done that to them,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sure.
That's it.
For sure. I've seen that before, like watching programs like 48 Hours, 2020, where people have been sort of broken down to the point of confessing, whether it be exhaustion, tripping their mind out, depriving them of sleep, food, whatever, or just something psychological. But the point that they broke him down to, I guess, was so severe, he literally had to be hospitalized. And then obviously finding out that his father was still alive. I would like to know what happened to those two detectives, but I couldn't find anything on them.
Yeah.
Well, eventually it'll come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. It
That was
will.
unfortunate.
I know that's got to be, who knows? I don't know, obviously, the finances of these different counties and cities, but $900,000 payout is quite a bit of money. So,
And that's actually where you said too, in Corona, Fontana, all that. That's within that same, the same, outside of LA actually a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a couple hours away from me.
is
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Montana.
Yeah, I've been out that way. That's why I know those areas.
Yeah. If you guys, I'm just curious, if you could travel anywhere in the U.S. and as far as a state, just to visit, or is there something you want to see, what state would you choose and why?
Okay. Good. Ladies first.
I love Montana. Like I did like this report when I was in 6th grade on Montana, and oh my God, their land, their layout of their, it's just amazing. It's so beautiful out there. So yeah, I would love to go to Montana.
Yeah, I was watching a program about Montana the other day. They call it Big Sky Country, right? So I guess you can see, all the stars and skies, and like they're big on hunting and things like that. And it was a program about like hunting, I think moose is what they have there. And this guy found, this had to be like this hunter's heartbreaking moment of his life, because he, aimed, fired, and hit the what do they call it? A bull, I guess they call him. Moose. And unfortunately, wherever it was hit at, he was still able to run for quite some distance. And he ran for a while and then fell and passed wherever that was. But the hunter never found him. Oh. So the animal people, the rangers, got a call that there was this massive, like, prize size moose out there. And they were like, yeah, right. Like, no hunter would leave a moose that big behind, because people who are hunters, like when there's an animal that big, they
Oh yeah.
Win prizes and mount them, have them. So this park ranger gets out there and it's showing it, and I'm watching it. He goes over this hill, and I am not kidding you. When it showed that moose, the horns alone laying down on the side of the ground was taller than the man.
Wow.
Wow.
From end to end. And it showed a picture of him standing in between the horns. And he still had like space.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, there's some guy or girl out there who's really heartbroken, because what happens in that situation is, I guess, the game warden just takes over the animal for themselves, because anybody could say, oh, it was mine, it was me,
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
But Montana,
Man, I don't know. I don't know about, I'm used to the whole hunting thing, and I'm thinking like, oh, you hit your target and it's right there. No, I've seen that you gotta go, you gotta run, and gotta do whatever, But
yeah,
the black sands, Hawaii.
that sounds
Actually, that was you stole that from me. Darn it.
okay.
Can you guys hear me okay? I seen it kind of flickering. Am I okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would think that would be a good spot. But I mean, you know what? And I'm gonna sound very cliche about it, guys, and I'm sorry for that. But to me, and I know they said, "Well, why haven't you gone?" To me, it would be New York.
Okay.
But see, it's not so much anymore, because as a kid, I always wanted to see the World Trade Center. Unfortunately, ever since I saw the King Kong with not the Empire State, but the World Trade Center one, and I even had a piece of plywood, and I nailed two 2x4s, like the building, and I would play with the rubber King Kong on there. I was just fascinated with those buildings. I mean, and it was just. It's just not the same no more, Yeah. But I would still like to go try the actual New York pizza or that kind of stuff, okay? And or the hot dogs out there. They say it's just different,
They're different.
But I think I've also seen you got to find the right spot though, because a lot of it's just a lot of tourist traps and gimmicks and stuff like that too. That, unfortunately, But that's gonna be it. I'm very simple about it. The one
Okay.
Sorry. That would be my second choice, because I always love to see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That would be a good one to see.
Yeah.
I always remember on a previous roundtable when Cholo Trucker was holding it on his channel, that Paul from LA Times had mentioned that he actually went and volunteered when 9/11 happened, and he was there.
Really?
Yeah, in New York. And I will always remember that. He spoke about that. It was very heartfelt. And, was
That was
him explain what he experienced there. A shout out to him for doing that.
Yeah.
nice.
Video in New York, cops were punching a tree. That
Yes,
is where
I
it
did
was.
see that.
Kultura, thank you for bringing that up. So you saw that too, Fred?
Yes, I did. I did see that.
Kultura said, Jen, did you see the video in New York where they were pushing,
Pushing,
a vendor around? I saw that video, but I didn't know that was New York.
Yeah, it was New York.
And that lady, yes, hot dog with ketchup.
No,
No?
no, there's no ketchup on hot dogs. Sorry.
There's mustard.
Yeah, that does
Mustard.
sound good. I don't
Hey, I'm like Dirty Harry. Just mustard. Nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog.
know. The young lady what was the story with that? Do you know?
Yeah, from the little bit that I remember was that she was selling fruit. And we'll get back to the hot dog thing right now, but she was selling fruit out there. And they went and stopped her from selling fruit and stuff, and they were, he was just holding her, and they were telling her, let her go, and the cop was holding her, and then they didn't physically. I don't think they physically attacked him, but they were kind of pulling her. And at one point, if I remember correctly, she went down and he went down with her. You know, and then she was able to get. You know, they were able to pull her away. And they're like, get out of here, let's get out of here. And they were saying like, this is wrong, you know, because she was just selling fruit. You know, she was a 12-year-old, you know. And so one of the things about it was because none of the cops backed them up. It was just this one guy and another one, you know. And then when he got up on his knees, they were helping him up. And then he's like, where did everybody go? Like, why didn't everybody help me, you know?
Wow.
And then it kind of cuts off. I'm like, excuse me, but I mean, it was a 12-year-old girl, bro. Let her go, dude. Don't hold her like that, dude. Like, you know, well, they did yell. I'm sorry, they did yell. Get a woman officer, because he was holding her, you know. And they were saying, get a woman officer. I did hear that in the background. Yeah. So yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what's the point of restraining her? Was I mean, either write her a citation or what was the issue, you know?
From what I understood, it was just she was just selling fruit on a stand or something, and they went and started harassing her for it. And, you know, and I mean, you know, it's kind of hard when you don't know the full story, you know?
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing is, too, that we got to understand, too, that sometimes if the kids are out there, it's probably for a good reason. You know, I mean,
yeah.
You know,
that was a trip to see. She looked young. She looked really small, and she did look young. So
yeah,
that's that.
So, I mean, you know, and I think it's like, I mean, if you take it back to like before, imagine, you know, law enforcement coming and muscling you away from your lemonade stand or whatever. Like, you know, when you're trying to raise some money for. Maybe you want to buy a toy, whatever it is, you know, and you decide, hey, I want to go do this, and they're a kid. I mean, come on, dude. I don't know the full story, but I still think that's wrong. You know, I still think that's wrong. You know, approach them and you ask questions. But I mean, if people are trying to make a living, you know, then we complain because they're stealing or whatever. It's like, well, what do you want? You know, and some of these people can't afford these permits, you know, to be selling stuff. You know, or don't even make enough to pay for a permit. You know, I mean, you know, it could be a lot in there. It could be a lot in there. You know.
Yeah, we gotta look into that and check the details on that. But I just realized. Hold on, I just realized I didn't say what state I would want to go to. So, with that said, I would choose Oregon because. I love, like, I've always wanted to see, like, it's so green in all the pictures and videos I see. And I love the rain. Yeah, I love the rain. I love, like, how it looks like a forest. And it just looks so lush, serene, and beautiful. And so that would be my choice, is Oregon.
There's Christmas trees everywhere. There's just, it's full of Christmas trees. If you look on a hill, like, that's what you're going to see. My family lives up there. I have an uncle. I have an uncle and an aunt, but my uncle has like 5 kids, and then they have kids now. So yeah, their thing is hunting and fishing. And that's all they do. That's how they live. That's how they eat. You know, they store it for whatever, how many days or whatever the season may be that they go out. And I've been there. So I've seen, oh my gosh, Mount Noma Falls.
Been there?
Amazing. If you get a picture and you find one of the bridge that goes across, there's a bridge that goes across the fall. So you can walk up. And at that time I had surgery. So I'm just like, man, I can't walk up. It's like a bunch of stairs, like, to get there.
What's it called?
I went and he got up there and we're just like, wow, that's a trip. It was
Mount Noma? Is that what you said?
Huh?
Mount Noma Falls?
Yeah, Mount Noma.
I'm gonna check it out.
I don't know how to spell that, but if you just say it in your phone, Mount Noma Falls.
Yeah, I would love to go there.
Yeah,
there's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, no, I've been out there. I went out there. I drove out there 2 years ago to Oregon. It's nice. Actually, that's in Bend, Oregon. That's where the last Blockbuster's at. It was in Bend, Oregon. Yeah, I have a video of it. on my channel. But the thing, huh?
That's right. I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, and when I was driving, I remember driving over there, and then I remember that I took a picture. It's like, oh man, the mountain, it looks like Mount Shasta. Well, it was Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's actually, you see it, it's huge. It's super nice, you know. I mean, it is pretty nice up there. It was snowing at the time. I went in December, and it was kind of like, you know, I mean, it's cool, but I'll say this, guys. I'm a California native. I mean, I'm a California boy all day, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just a thing, you know. But it's nice places to visit,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I seen oh, at the end, the last little town before getting into Oregon, into the state of Oregon, is Weed, California. Did you know that? It's called
Yeah.
Weed, and I was like, oh wow, they make their money off of the souvenirs there,
Yeah.
because they
Their
really
mascot is a beaver, and we were laughing, man. 'Cause
yeah, no,
Beaver?
Oh, no.
yeah, they took us to the fish refinery too, and that was cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So yeah, my uncle does that for at Christmas time. He cut down trees and put them on a truck, and then they take them down. They bring them down here actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Those
Yeah.
Christmas tree lots are from Oregon. Yeah, if you ask them.
Right.
wow.
Well, good. We're going to touch on this real quick. I don't know too much about it, but I saw that come across my news feed, and I was mind blown. The current administration is wanting to charge us 3 cents per every mile that we drive. Now, take into consideration the average person drives 10 to 15,000 miles a year on their vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Add that up and imagine what the heck that would be. Hey, Dr. Phil, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Hey, Rosie, good to see you.
Nice.
Welcome,
Welcome all these new people. That's cool.
Yes, love having you guys.
Mexico.
Try to do that and see what that comes up to. But yeah, that when I saw that, I was thinking, so first we need to buy a battery operated car.
Right? A battery.
Yeah.
And then I even remember, I don't know if you guys remember, they were wanting us to do away with our gas stoves as well, like saying like gas are out. And I'm sorry, but I have to have my gas stove. Like
Me too. Yeah.
Me too.
I'm sorry. I don't. You know, nothing against anybody, but the electric ones. It's weird for me. You know.
Right.
I mean,
Me too, yeah. It feels like it's not cooking the food enough, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I've had both. No hate, no shade. Like I would cook on either, but I prefer a gas stove. Cultura Cafe said 10,000 miles would be $300 just to drive your own car that you bought. You paid taxes on, you put gas in, you paid insurance on. Now you have to pay to drive it.
Yeah, you got to pay to drive it. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's what? Like what?
Sounds a whole lot like keeping people home in their own houses and not wanting. I mean, I feel like it would just cause even more damage to our infrastructure and what. Like, you're not going to want to be going on vacation and doing things when you're having to add up the price of food, gas.
Yeah,
you got to pay to drive your own vehicle then.
Yeah, and you'd be all stressed out looking. I would be stressed out looking at the mileage, like, oh my god.
Exactly.
No,
that's too much, right, Cultura? That's a gym membership.
Right.
To drive something that you already own. I don't think so.
And they're not pushing those electric cars, you know, because
not anymore, huh?
No, because we have rolling blackouts. I mean, California has rolling blackouts all the time. Right now, my husband's at work and they don't have light.
Oh, really?
So he might come home as soon as, you know, it gets dark and he can't see. So it's like, what?
That's wild. I wonder if that has to do with because remember whenever it gets real hot, that's what they do, right? They do the rolling blackouts.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody has on their air and you know, I mean, imagine all these houses that have air on.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they do that. So,
safe travels. Prayers for safe travels. That's right.
So before you go on with what they mentioned right now about it was $300 basically a year, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, you times that, say you're paying for the vehicle. So you add that to the payment of your car, and say even now what they do 6 years. So you figure, well, that's about $2,000, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Another $2,000 that you pay just to drive your car. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. It just makes no sense.
That's too much. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosie says California is looking for ways to tax because so many people are driving electric cars. They are missing out on the gas tax. Yeah, that's what that law that Cultura had brought up did say that. They're trying to find a way to fill in that gap for the gas tax, deficit because of the whole battery thing. It's just like one thing after another. Like this new bill passing causes this issue. So now I don't know.
You know, Biden was sitting, I think, on he was doing some interview, and the girl asked him about the economy, and he goes, "Oh, it's fine. The economy's great. It hasn't been this way for years. You know, they're good." And she's looking at him like, "What? Really? I mean, come on."
But check it out.
You
Have
know,
you ever met someone like that where you're talking to them, looking them in the face, and you know they're lying to you,
yeah.
but they're just straight faced?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's some people that are just compulsive and they just do it all the time, so it's natural to them. I can't lie, dude. I hate. That's one thing I can't stand is a liar. Like, why are you lying?
Yeah.
You know, tell the truth. I mean, a lie and then a lie and then a lie. It just keeps going and going and going, and then you're screwed because you don't know what else to say, and it just it gets you in a rut. So tell the truth, and everybody knows we're not in a good place. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
So brainwashed and so brainwashed other, everybody else, all the other people that are around, and they think it's okay too. It's like, no, what? That Robert De Niro guy, how he spoke up and was talking crap.
Yeah.
You know why he's doing that?
What is that?
Tell you why. Because he was with that, he was on that island with, what's his name?
Oh, Epstein.
Epstein. He was on that island, and Trump was going to reveal him. Watch, he's going to reveal him, and he's so I don't know what I don't know why he's doing that.
He's on the list.
You know what's one thing I've noticed too, that in the past few years already, when it comes to the political stance, we've drifted so far as Americans, and I say Americans because we're voting for these presidents or whatnot, right? We've drifted so far to where we can't even respect each other on each other's opinion.
Yeah.
If you like black and you like green, it doesn't matter, dude. We can still be friends and be cool.
Right.
But people are so hard set on one thing, it's like, no, and if you don't agree with me, you're this and that. They label a bunch of stuff. I mean, I think that's pretty sick if you ask me, I just think it's wrong. The people should have their own,
opinions,
whatever they want to do. You know?
And that's how you should start off. My opinion is this, and then you give your opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm not trying to be against you. And sometimes I do take it personal and to the heart. Sometimes I do, but my sister Jen put me in check right now, and I'm like, oh, you're right. You don't have to get personal about it. Like, I'm all about it. So I just need to
Denise is down. But we can talk about it and just kick it around and just speak about it. And we're all going to have our own personal opinions, and that's what is so beautiful. It takes all of those differences to make things go round. And
exactly.
And our leaders right now are not doing a great job. They're divided.
Yeah.
They need each other. It's like, what? So us American people are seeing that, and we're like, come on, dude, set a better example. Like, what are you doing? You're old men, you're fighting, and you guys are people, that we look up to. It's like, no, I ain't done with that.
You know whose take I thought was hilarious, guys? And I'm going to give him a shameless plug, guys. I don't know if you guys watch him or whatnot, but West Coast Graffiti. Shout out to West Coast Graffiti, man. He put up a video this morning. I saw it, and he says, I'm voting for Biden, and this is why. I don't know if you guys seen that. Have you guys seen that?
No.
So it's I don't mean to give it away. It's just pretty much it was a joke within itself, And he started to say that that us Americans have gotten obese, and that it's not like it was in the 50s or whatnot where people were slim and at the beach and going out and doing all this stuff. And he just goes on this little kind of thing,
That's
and
funny.
then he says, basically, bottom line is Biden is starving us, so we'll lose weight because we don't want to eat out no more because it's too expensive and we can't afford it. So I vote for 2025. And he's laughing and he's saying the stuff, But I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good take on a sense of humor that could be touchy to a lot of people,
Right.
And I
It's
just thought that
comedy,
was funny of
sometimes-
him, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for people to take it, he might be semi-serious. I don't know. I mean,
We gotta have some.
but I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, we gotta have comic relief somehow, right?
Yeah.
Safe travels. God bless. Right. House is standing by. 34 felonies and still run for president.
That's right, House. Yep. Yep.
Before I
That's the thing.
forget, you were going to get back on the subject of the whole hot dog debacle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say, okay, that's that. The one up.
Why no ketchup on hot dogs? Set us straight.
Okay. In my opinion, though, it's ketchup is good like on burgers and stuff, but it's got that sweet taste that kind of throws out the hot dog. In my own opinion, right?
Okay.
But I've always been into that, just like not a fat guy thing, not always stuffing his face. No, not like that. It's just the Chicago dogs and stuff like that. Excuse me. But one thing I did notice, when I started looking into it about hot dogs and like the difference between New York or the East Coast per se of Midwest, like Chicago and stuff, and California, I guess you guys don't know this part, but there are places that you go out there and you do not dare ask for ketchup at these hot dog stands. Because they're like, no, dude, like, no, that's a no-go,
Yeah.
I mean, they're really, and the scene I got that from about Dirty Harry, which is Clint Eastwood, it was on the movie Sudden Impact, where he tells the guys, you know what makes me sick to my stomach? Because watch you stuff your face with those hot dogs. Nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog. And I'm like, oh, wow, there you go, buddy, there you go.
Wow.
And being a local guy, from here, so I'm like, hey, but I know, guys, so that's a real thing. That's a real thing. There's places where you do not ask for ketchup.
Okay.
We have a place. We have a place out here in Hollywood. It's called Pink's. It's a known.
Heard of it.
I've been there.
You've been there?
Been there.
Yeah.
I've
So
been
they
there.
have, like everybody.
Oh, yeah.
all the
Yeah,
stars.
right down
I think it's Sunset.
is
or
it La Brea?
something. I think so.
No, it's off of Sunset. No, it's off of Sunset. I think it's La Brea. I think it's La Brea down after Sunset. You go down. Yeah, and then
my
down the
husband
street, I think they have
lives in
tacos
Hollywood.
or something.
Yeah, he knows. So we
Okay.
go
Yeah.
there, and yeah.
Are they really all that?
I love mayonnaise, so I'll put mayonnaise and I'll put mustard. But
Okay, House says the same thing.
Yeah,
What happened?
House agrees with the
you know what, guys? I hate to kind of go into the, but
I'm with House on that.
Go ahead.
no, you know what? They are they have a real snap to them at Pink's. They
Oh,
really
yeah?
have a snap to the hot dogs there. I mean, it's really like quality stuff, man. It's good there.
Hey, let me tell you
Yeah.
a story. Let me tell you
Yeah,
a
and
story.
there's always a line.
Let me tell you a story real quick. You know that Bar S?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
One time-
Thank you.
Okay, so we didn't have enough money, right, for the
Sorry. I got
No,
I'm
you're
all.
good. So we didn't have money for the name, right? And my husband's like, just get the Bar S, and we're like, I never heard of it, whatever. So we get it. We get home, and I'm not kidding you guys. He's gonna hate me for saying this, but it's a funny story about hot dog. So
Okay.
he bites into the hot dog, and he bites a freaking bone, and he breaks his tooth.
No.
Yes, he broke his tooth. We go to the dentist, and they're like wanting to charge thousands of dollars to redo his tooth. So he ends up
Oh,
going with his sister to TJ, and he got it done for $500. But
oh wow, yeah, yeah. No, that's a thing.
that
Yeah.
damn hot dog,
But
that
it-
barbecue hot dog cost us $500.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta, no pun intended, but bite the bullet and.
But you know,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what?
it's
I'm
just
gonna-
not Pink's. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I will say this: Pink's is like the In-N-Out burger of hot dogs. There's a line all the time around that place. They do. You know, they do have good hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's a real small place, but it's good.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Our In-N-Out burger is, Fred. It's always a line. In
The
our
one
In-N-Out burger, the In-N-Out burger in
Oh,
Salinas.
it's around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it like that?
it's always around the corner. Man. It's always,
Oh.
yeah,
Think
it's
about it.
always around the corner. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Dang, you guys, that's a true
Yeah.
story, and that's what happened, and
Oh,
never
man.
again.
Was he all mad? Poor guy.
Jack in the Box hamburger and man chicken stew. They're the things.
And the Jack in the Box.
You know what? I had a when I used to work at back in the day, I had like in cosmetics you would have like your account coordinator, your account executive. They would come visit like throughout the month. You know what I mean? Go over numbers, inventory, and stay at like the really nice hotels. They never stayed in Salinas. They stayed in like Carmel. You know.
Yeah.
But one account coordinator,
Okay.
God forgive me, but I remember like I knew she was coming and she would talk just the whole time, like just super fast. And I remember trying to like prep myself for her coming and being like, oh Lord, give me patience, you know?
Dang.
And I was like, please,
Yeah.
just anything to get me through this day. So she comes the next morning, right? And her cheeks all swollen. And I was like, oh no, are you okay? And she was talking like through one side of her mouth. And she said that she ordered a croissant from the hotel she was at. And she bit down into it and a bolt was in it. Like something from the mixer where it was probably being made, like make them in bulk, probably fell into the dough. And she bit into the croissant and broke her tooth.
Crazy.
And I was like, Lord, I didn't pray for her to break her tooth, but
Yeah, right?
she didn't talk very much that day.
What's the worst thing you guys have gotten in food?
Oh,
The worst. I'll tell you mine.
okay.
I went to McDonald's and I ordered their nuggets, and I came home and I bit into the nugget, and there was a skinny, about 1.5 inches bone. And I'm like, what? These are nuggets. They're grinded chicken. Like, what? So I take it back and I left it in there, and I told the manager, like, look, this is what was in my. He goes, no way. There's no way. And I'm like, what? I'm not freaking making this up, or like, I don't want anything. I'm just telling you this was in my nugget. Like, what the hell? But that's the strangest thing that I've, aside from hair, but
Right.
Oh yeah, I've had one.
I know it's gross, you guys, but it's a.
Mine was.
Go ahead,
I
Fred.
tried the Beyond Burger at Burger King. The Beyond Burger. I just tried it for the heck of it. I was let's see what the big hype is about. Let's see.
Yeah.
First of all, no disrespect to anybody that's vegetarian or vegan or whatnot. It just wasn't my thing,
Okay.
The unfortunate part for me was I was in the restaurant for like 3 days and back and forth for 3 days. I'm like, never again, never again. It's like,
It
no,
took beyond
my
what your expectations were. That's for sure.
yeah, my intestines became Amy Winehouse. I was like, no. I'm like, no.
Oh, no. Oh, man, that's awful.
Yeah, I was like, no, never again.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Pearl said worms. Ew.
Yeah.
What was that? I have to know, what was that in?
Man.
I'm curious.
What was that?
Girl said worms, and then House says, I ate
Piece of
what?
pizza. Not a spider.
Pizza and a spider.
Yoli?
Okay, Costco hot dogs are the best deal in the world. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
So, pizza too is bomb.
Except for the paper straw. I don't like the paper straw thing. After a while,
Stand that.
I'm not with the paper straws either.
I have a straw in my car, just so you know. I have.
Back straw?
Yeah. I hate those kind of straws. My husband will tell you. It's like, oh, I get so like mad.
right?
Girl. Yeah,
Pay
I
so much
can't.
money to get a freaking
Yeah.
straw like that. It was in what?
Respect to you, Tilly. Respect to you, bro. I just, my friend told me maybe you got a bad batch, bro. Maybe you should try. I go, I'm not testing that theory again, bro. That'll be 6 days. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Wait, look at
Yeah.
Kulturo says he got a bloody bandage on the wrapper of his burger.
Oh,
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
no.
freaking
No.
nasty. That
Yeah.
just I'll barf. I'm sorry. I will barf on the spot.
Pearl says the worm was a bag of granola.
Mm.
Crazy.
oh. Yeah.
House
Yes,
said, "Wait,
I do.
Yes,
Yes, I do.
before?" Yes.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, I'm not gonna go there, but he went there. I
I'm
was like,
lying. I have a straw in the car, so
So
take
I don't
it back to the 80s and 90s one.
I went to one time. I went to IHOP and I don't even eat breakfast. But for some reason, like I went to IHOP, so I was like, I'll get some pancakes, I guess. And then I was fortunately I was cutting through them first. Like I didn't just do one bite at a time. But I don't know what it was. I guess part of the packaging that there was like it was so much plastic. It almost looked like the entire plastic baggie was inside one of the pancakes. It was like clear plastic, and that was wild and grossed me out, of course. But Denise, daughter got a chicken nugget one time with bone in it from McDonald's, so that's not the first time that has happened. True story. McDonald's was selling hamburgers. Poor Sam fell into the grinder.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh, I would barf, dude. I can't. Nah, I can't.
That's wild.
You know what? Speaking of fast food, I will tell you guys the story. It wasn't food. We would go, as a family, we'd go get drinks sometimes just to get the drinks, They had the dollar sodas at McDonald's, right? So I go to McDonald's and I get drinks, I like the sweet tea and, my wife would get the Coke and, all this other, the kids, Sprite or whatever. So my son, he asked for a blue Powerade and we brought it home, I brought it home and stuff. He drank it and right away after a couple of sips, he started to just, vomit like bad, bad. And he just got very sick off of that. And we're like, what the heck, I called McDonald's and I told them, I said, hey man, what's up with your Powerade, The unfortunate was, this is the part that's bad. And me not having the know-how. As a matter of fact, I still have it in a bottle. And I wanted to get it tested because I said something's wrong here because he took like when your body rejects it,
right?
And we had to take him to the ER, and he got bad, man. He got very sick off of that, and he was just until he got rid of it out of the system, And I tried to send it to get it tested, and everything. Nothing. Nobody would do it, But I mean,
for it to happen that quickly, it had to be something. Bad. Hello, happy girl.
Dude, I'm on it. When it comes to I tell my husband's like, man, you're always like saying something. I said, because I taste it. Like, I'm not lying. Taste it. And then they would taste it and they're like,
Yeah.
no, something ain't right. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, like, I know I have this
Yeah.
very strong taste buds, I guess, but if there's like a chemical or something, or they burned it, or I can tell.
Are you one of those people like me who's like a water snob? Can you taste?
Oh yeah.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Like,
So you know what? I drink Arrowhead water now. Arrowhead before I forgot what it was, but I don't taste any kind of.
I can't drink Arrowhead.
Why?
I feel like I have like I taste an aftertaste in it.
No, there's not in ours. Like, I'm good with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took
Yeah.
a while, but
I can't drink Arrowhead.
Yeah, I can't either. Maybe it's something up here, but Arrowhead and something. There's one other brand. I just can't.
the Arrowhead before, you can taste the difference. Like, I'll say like maybe 2 years ago, you could taste something in it, but I didn't even drink it at that point. And my daughter gets it, so I was just like, all right, I'll try it, and yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, you guys, there's a bee in my office.
There's a bee.
There's a bee flying around.
Oh shoot.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna play nice.
You
open the door?
Out and smack it some more.
Right. Hopefully, it doesn't mess with me, and I'll let it out
You're
after.
gonna see Jen with the big old lip.
Hey man,
no.
I've
Open the
gone
door.
on-
Maybe it'll fall out.
I know I would, but if I open that door, all the noise is gonna be. You know what? I actually have some cheese bang about
okay.
my street. This is crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna give up too much because it'll get kind of specific.
I got one after you.
Okay, so I mean, who knows? It could be the thing that brings the neighbors together. So remember, a while back there was the issue with my neighbor that got kind of, little violent allegedly. Well, I know there's the bee right there. That's my drink. So the neighbor the other day is like, can we talk? And I was like, I didn't have nothing on me. I'm thinking, oh Lord, he's gonna get me. This is it.
Oh, you're done.
And
right.
I walk over like the middle part of the driveway, and he goes, so the DA called me, and I'm like, the DA? Like, I was thinking, since who brought the DA into anything? Not anything to do with us. I had forgot about this.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff pops off right here. So like probably 10 years ago, there was another neighbor further up the street who actually pew-pewed at this neighbor.
Oh.
And when the police came, the dude was running a whole METH lab.
No. In his house? Up the street?
Oh, girl, it was like actually, even some of the officers had to go be treated at the local hospital because they walked into that to arrest him, and it was like a whole thing. And they got like chemical burns, and so the guy ended up going away,
Yeah.
And I guess because they were the ones this guy pew-pewed at, they had to call him and tell him, oh, hey, by the way, he's going to be getting out, and he's moving back there. He's paroled to that house.
Oh, wow.
So
see, that's how corrupt the system is. I mean, how's he going to move back into that lab?
This is what's even crazier. That house was so nice. His dad passed away probably 5 years ago. That house has been sitting empty.
Oh, wow.
And I thought maybe it just went into like, I don't know, like foreclosure. He had no surviving family or whatever. I know a couple times the cops went up there because people were, trying to be like squatters. And I know I gotta say pew pew for me too.
Yeah.
Honest. But yeah, I guess he's gonna parole there. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, whatever. I hope it. Hey, Hugo, how are you?
So what did he say? He was just like telling you that,
Well, check it out. It was kind of like he's like, yeah, I'm just like doing the neighborly thing. I'm hoping we can watch each other's back. Okay.
Okay.
I won't, like I said, I won't go into everything in our past, but hey, if it brings us together as neighbors, look out for each other, then
Yeah. That's it. I mean, yeah. You gotta love your neighbors.
right.
Hey,
Yeah. That's what I always say.
It's weird how it all came full circle, and it comes to that. Yeah.
It definitely is. So
because we prayed for that neighbor. Remember? I mean, I
yes.
prayed for you for that neighbor. Yeah. So I mean, this is cool. This is a good thing.
I know. I did look at it like that. Like, I mean, I did have a little reservation of the other guy obviously coming home, but that had nothing to do with me. So I pray that, he's rehabilitated and, I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah.
And I hope it stays cool. That's all. But that was an interesting little moment to hear him say, "Can we talk?"
Yeah, that's kind of. But you keep your distance and keep your eyes open.
For sure. So I was hoping. Well, as we know, our dear brother, our house is not here right now. He'll be back next week. So I was hoping to do this while we were all here, so we could jump you in, Fred.
Oh yeah.
I'll
just do this one.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like.
Yeah. I'd like to extend the offer and ask you if you would like to become part of our roundtable panel.
I'll think about it. No, not for real. I'm kidding. No, you know what? I'd love to, guys. I'd love to. I'd love to, guys. Thank you. No, yes, I would. I'd love to.
Right on.
Thank you so much. You know what? And you know what? I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on right now, personally, but I always find, like I told you, Jen, I called you after the shows and stuff and left messages to you and stuff, thanking you because I find it therapeutic to come in and talk to everybody, and we all have a different opinion, but I still respect everybody,
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And I thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Yes, I'd love to. Yes.
Jumping in right now. There we go.
All right. Cool. Thank you, House. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Well, you see Fred with 2 black eyes next week. You know what? We jump them in.
Right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right we appreciate you, and it's been good, and it's only going to get better from here, guys. We've got a lot of stuff in the works, and everybody has something special to contribute. So we appreciate everyone that taps in and shows us love, because we're going to work hard to make it better and better.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome in. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, let's see. We've got right at an hour and a half here, and what do we got going on for this next week, Fred? What do you have going on?
I got a story real quick.
Week.
Okay, so last night, the camera. My daughter gets a notice on her phone, right? That the camera goes on. So she's looking at her phone, and there's a guy trying to look in her window in the house.
Oh,
He sees the camera, and then he just I send you a video, right, Jen? And then he just leaves, but he covers his face and then takes off. And we're like, what the hell? So that was crazy. Then my son-in-law chased him down the street, which I was like, no, don't do that.
That's crazy. That picture, though, he was up to no good, sis.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. And you guys, I mean, I know you guys are, you stay ready, but be on the lookout. That guy looked like he was up to no good.
Oh, yeah. So that happened, and what was I going to say right now? Shoot.
Sorry, I'm not going to comment.
I know. Cultura comes with the best.
We're going to turn it on. Right?
Oh, yeah. So that, that's just speaking of bringing neighbors together, the neighbor had just moved into his aunt's house, and my husband finally, seen him outside as he was taking out the trash, and he saw him, and he told him what happened last night. And the guy was like cool with him, So my husband was like, I talked to the neighbor, he's cool. And I said, right on, that's good,
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
that we talked to, and it's good to hear that. That's
Yeah.
even confirmation for me, like being neighborly, doing the right thing, looking out for each other. That's how it's supposed to be, right? So
Yeah.
shout out to Pearl. You guys show her some love, showing us some love. Thank you,
Yeah.
Pearl.
You bro, yes, for sure.
Congratulations. Yes.
Right.
Right? Hopefully she doesn't have to. Everybody too.
Hey, that's exciting. Right on. I'm glad you're aboard, and Roundtable's only going to get better from here.
That's right. Right. We got some plans in the making, guys. It's gonna be exciting. So stay tuned. Oh, we love you, Pearl. We love your whole family. You guys are awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
So Fred, this week, what do you got going on?
Well, this week, well, you know what? Going back to that, I didn't mention at first again. My compadre, he got me for my birthday. He got me a Ring camera for my house. I just remember when he said it. So we have one. I'm gonna put it up at the garage, and then I'm gonna get one for the, for the doorbell and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that. Well, not me, my son. My son's doing that. I can't be out there, and then he's gonna do some. I'm gonna be supervising, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
but that and what else? I'm gonna enjoy myself because I have my service where I get internet. I don't want to be promoting and saying anything bad about them, but there's nothing bad. But I had cable through them, and I'm like, I took back my cable box and returned it. I said, there, not nobody uses cable anymore. We stream everything,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So I returned that. So I'm gonna enjoy them.
Yeah.
My bill cheaper and
Right.
but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's other than that, I don't think I have any major plan. Wait, what's? Oh no, it'll be in a couple of weeks. I'm waiting to see the bike riders. It's on the 21st. I want to go see the bike riders, but that's in a couple of weeks. So yeah, but this week I think I'm gonna lay low a little bit, maybe chill out. I don't know. I don't have any plans as of right now, but I might end up going somewhere. That's really it. Thank you.
Nice. That sounds like a good week. Yeah. Thank you, Israel.
Israel.
Right on. What happened, Israel? Sounds like a good week. Sis, what do you have going on this week? Anything exciting?
Well, my 35th anniversary is coming up.
Really?
Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to that. And I got 2 girls that have birthdays in June. So that's going to be fun. They always want, they make a list, and then I pick like a couple things out of there, that they really want. So I don't just go and buy them. I used to do that. I used to go and buy them just little knickknacks, and they were happy with it, but it would just sit there. And I'm like, you guys, like, aren't you gonna use that?
Yeah.
So now that they're older, they're older. Thank you guys. Thank you. Now that they're older, they just make a list, and I'll go from there. So yeah.
That's nice. Sis, when is your anniversary, if you don't mind?
The 14th.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Hey,
right.
there's a lot of new people. Thank you.
Nice to have you guys. We appreciate you, and we look forward to sharing a lot more with you. Next week will be four deep. We're going to have some interesting topics and stories. And you guys wish me luck. Tomorrow is the last day of school, and these kids are going to be thugging on me all summer long.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I think tomorrow's supposed to be, we're under a heat advisory here in the Central Coast. Tomorrow's supposed to be even hotter. So I might just pick up the little one and go to the beach for a little bit and see how that goes. And then actually my mom's birthday is on the 6th. She turns 70 years old, you guys.
Oh, nice.
70 years young. So shout out to my mama.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna do I'll do something special for her. I need to show her some love and spoil her.
For sure.
I always try to add a little extra gift and put my brother's name on it, you know, to her, so she feels like, you know, getting something from her kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, she's so young though. That's cool.
My dad,
83 in October.
see, my dad was a lot older. He was probably same age as he would have been, same age as your mom. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, shout out to my mama.
Right on. Yeah, shout out to your mom.
Oh yeah, no, happy birthday to her, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Do something. I'm gonna surprise her though. She won't be expecting it.
That's cool.
Sweetest part.
Right? Definitely. But with
It's a
that,
trip though.
what was that?
It's a trip though because thank you, Miss Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, they're all three of them are off our insurance. Like they have their own now from work, but
The kids?
it's a trip. They're all off the insurance, and that, you know, once they turn a certain age, that's it.
That's right. Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, they're really grown, huh?
Yeah. That to me like made me think like, yeah, they're freaking older. Like what? I never looked forward to that day, you know, this day
Right?
when they're all grown.
And here they are, you know.
And thank God they're doing good, you know, with their jobs. Thank God for that. I really do thank God for that.
Definitely. We're all blessed, you know what? All four of us, like our kids are all doing good. So
Sure.
yeah.
I give my son had a great job for the state and he's doing good.
Proud
You
of
just need
all
to
of our
update.
kids. Most definitely. You guys don't miss out. Next week we'll all four be here, God willing, and all new topics. I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of a question, and we're gonna follow up on this next week. So before we sign out, this is kind of like dropping a bomb, not literally a bomb, but about male birth control. Save it for next Tuesday, and we're gonna tap back in, and I'm gonna fill you in on some interesting news that I have uncovered. Okay. I know that's kind of dropping a big one, but all right, guys, much love. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you, Pearl, for the super chat. You are blessing, and much love to everyone that watched and supported, and we look forward to bringing you many more episodes. If you have anything you'd like to suggest that we touch on or would like us to cover, drop it in the comments. So until then, have a blessed evening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Cheers.